This isn't exactly fun with flags, but it is fun with trees. So I'm going to identify a number of trees so that we know what they are. So this is the Cumbria Wildlife Trust Tree Identification Workshop test. And this is the cheats bit because these are all the answers. So this one is ash. And it's ash because, you know it's ash because it's got little black buds like it's ash from a fire. So there you go. That's how you remember ash. This one's cherry because it's, well, you wouldn't see the inside when it was growing, would you? But it's got dark and it's got stripy and it's like a tiger. And you've got silver birch, which most of us know because we've all seen it. It's in every woodland everywhere and it's silver and it's birchy. This has got catkins on it, which a couple of trees get, but this one happens to be hazel, and it's got tiny little. Will it focus on that? Oh, look at that! Tiny little green buds, and if you see it, hazel's just stands with lots of hazel sprouty bits coming out. So it's not one when you see it in the. I'm looking for one in the wild. Look, hang on, look there. See. That one there, that's hazel. So it looks like that. So there's lots of bits to it rather than one big tree, normally. Okay, so that's hazel. This one is quite an odd one. You won't see a lot of it. It's hornbeam, and it's got tiny little buds on it. And when you see the leaves, they look a lot like the leaves on a beech tree, except they're not a beech tree, they're ridgier and pointier, okay? And it's got sort of like a green vertical stripes almost on the bark. This is your beech tree. Lots of us have got those. You have beech trees in the garden and they've got long pointy, look at those, long pointy buds, okay? And this one is an oak tree. Well, obviously not a whole oak tree because we wouldn't fit it on the kiln. But this is an oak tree. That's a oak apple there that's formed by a little insecty thing. But if you look at oak buds, I would tell you what they look like, but it won't focus on them. But they're sort of little and lumpy and bumpy. They're not, you can kind of see it even though it's blurred, that it's not a single bud like some of the others. It's quite lumpy bumpy. So that's oak. It's a bit more higgledy-piggledy as a tree in general anyway. This is sycamore. Look how straight that is. Up. And then little buds coming out either side. Little stubby green buds that you can see on there. But you can see how clear it is. Well, dead straight and then just sticking out that side and then that side. So quite an organised tree is the sycamore. And then the last one is the rowan. And you can tell the rowan, which, do you know what, I'm not going to be able to show you this, but it has buds. But they're furry, but you can't quite see that on this. But they're tiny little furry buds, and that's how you know you've got a rowan. Plus, look at that little crinkly stem there, almost like an elephant's trunk, coming up and round. That's how you know you've got a rowan, which, although it's called a mountain ash, is actually nothing to do with ash trees. So there you go. If you come on Tony's Cumbria Wildlife Trust Tree Identification in Winter Walks, you need to watch this first, because then you can cheat on the quiz at the end.